Right, apologies for the sound problem. It's been a late night. It's going to be a late night. But hopefully we've got it rolling. So we'll start again. We're looking to do a podcast every week. All about UFC. And even the weeks when there's not fight cards. We'll talk maybe about boxing, or we might go through some of the up-and-coming fighters and how they may feature in future. Yeah, we'll do football, yeah. But tonight is all about UFC 217 in preparation for tomorrow. Before we delve into that, any MMA news that you've read about this week?
Yes, Edson Barboza's fighting Khabib.
Signed?
Yeah. I'm
going to move this here, get a bit more comfortable.
Which is going to be set for UFC 219.
End of the year?
Yeah, what do you think happens?
I don't know, I'm going to need to look into that a bit more, because the thing is with Khabib is he never ever seems to wait at the minute. He gets taunted a lot by McGregor and the rest of them all saying, don't get me wrong, good fighter. He on the ground, he gets anyone to the ground, he's probably going to do you. But it's getting in that octagon. That's the hardest thing.
Stand up lets him down. I think Michael Johnson proved that as well. I think. Yeah,
he did, and then he got caught. He got dropped to the floor or taken to the floor.
If someone like McGregor would have finished him then, I think. Barboza's like.
Well, at the end of the day, the bottom line is until he makes the cut without putting himself in critical danger, we ain't gonna know. So let's see. That's still best part of 2 months away. Let's see if it actually stays on. Is that the main event? No, it's just
trying to get McGregor Ferguson
as the main event.
Well, yeah.
Oh, see, they should have gone Diaz in my eyes. Get the trilogy out there.
Yeah, but it's the interim belt, though, isn't it? So if they put that off again, it's like there's no point in.
McGregor don't give a shit.
He said he's not excited for it already. He said they need to make it exciting for him. So.
That ain't gonna happen. Anything else other than McGregor? Not McGregor. Well, yeah, McGregor is the interim belt, maybe.
Pulling out.
Yeah, tonight's card. Yeah, or tomorrow's card. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gutted about that because previous fights I've seen him fight, he looked tasty. Yeah, but USADA have stepped in now.
How long did his last fight last? Like a minute?
Yeah, if that. He literally rolled in and rolled out. Right, let's get into the card and go to the fight prelim. First fight is
Ricardo Ramos v Zahabi, which is a decent fight.
Has he not got a first name?
Don't know if that's so. Unless you want to try.
Oh, where is it? Aiemann.
I'm not going for that.
Aiemann.
I'm not taking
Zahabi. Zahabi?
Yeah.
You said Zahabi.
Yeah, I'm sure Rogan said it like that.
So if all failed.
I'm blaming Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Right. What are the stats? How many fights have they both had in UFC? Is there any debutants or?
I think Ricardo Ramos has had about. I'll check now.
Professional.
If you put him in the spot there. Zahabi, it's 7-0, undefeated. He's only had 2. No, he's only had 1. This is his second fight.
In the UFC, okay.
Yeah, and
I take it he won his last one in UFC.
Yeah, that was his only decision he's had. So before UFC, he's had all knockouts. No, wait, was it all knockouts? 3 TKOs and 3 subs in 6 fights. And he comes to UFC, there's a decision in the first fight. Ramos is 10-1, and this is second fight as well. He won by decision in his first fight. So both second fight. So it's fairly new to UFC.
Okay, and Ricardo?
He's won his 8 out of his last 10 fights were finished.
But how many in UFC? Because it seems so it's a debutant.
First fight by decision, wasn't it? So.
First fight by decision?
Yeah, they both had a first fight.
Oh, and they. Oh, right, okay. It seems.
We're live here.
No, it just seems doing a bit of research that you get fighters that come in and they've got all these first round knockouts, all these finishes, all that, and yet you look at their UFC record and you're like a 2 for 2, 1 for 3. It's like the UFC is obviously it's like the Premiership basically, yeah.
Yeah, he's also had 6 first round finishes as well, which 3 of them are in under a minute.
Okay. So it's not a bad. So for people that obviously are looking mainly to tune into the main card, there's going to be some decent fights on the prelims, and this is one of 2 normally what they always do on the numbered cards. Bantamweight, yeah, these are normally the 2 Fight Pass prelims. So obviously anyone that's got Fight Pass doesn't need us to tell them what it's about. You get a lot of debutants and lesser known fighters that might have been picked up from Dana White looking for a fight, and it's almost just to get their foot into the octagon to slowly progress into the prelims and obviously potentially become a star and then become a main event fighter. So
champion at some point.
So yeah, this first fight, which is what was his first name? The second fighter?
You said Aiemann.
No, that's the first one.
What?
What's the fight? Who is it? The 2 fighters.
Ramos v Zahabi.
Right, so Ramos v Zahabi is the first Fight Pass prelim fight, and obviously before coming into the UFC, they were both quite good finishers.
Well, yeah.
So this could be a decent little fight,
Zahabi
just to get your mouth watering before the main event.
5 of his 6 finishes are under 3 minutes. So
yeah, they don't want to hear the same stat twice.
They ain't the same stat. They're both just quick finishes, I guess. 6 wins in first round as well. It's hard
for who?
For Zahabi, as you said.
I have to go back and check that you did say that. Right, the second Fight Pass prelim is Curtis Blaydes.
Yeah, against Aleksei Oleinik.
Oleinik.
That's how I'm going for it.
It's not Oleinik or something like that.
Nah.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see when. Okay. Well, yeah, Curtis Blaydes is a unit, and he won his last fight. I remember watching it.
He's only had 8 fights, and the other mate he's had 63, I believe.
63?
Yeah, 52 wins, 10 losses, and 1.
Yeah, but obviously, how many of them in UFC again?
I barely put my spot again.
I'll do the research for the next show. I wish that camera was lower, so people could see how.
Four fights in the UFC, won 3, lost 1.
Okay.
So, not too bad. Beat Travis Brown in his last fight.
Yeah, I remember you saying about that earlier. Yeah, you saying he
dropped.
But you're saying this Oleinik is decent on the ground.
He's on the ground. He's fucking deadly. 42 submissions.
But is he going to get? I'm assuming that Curtis Blaydes is a heavier fighter, and with that, is he going to get him down to the ground? Because if those heavy hands hit,
I think Curtis Blaydes is quite short for heavyweight.
No, I mean big as in size.
I know what you mean, but I'm on about sort of height and that.
Well, stop trying to undermine me.
Fair enough.
But yeah, can he get into the ground?
Yeah, but if he does get you ground, people only use normally like 3 or 4 different submissions. He's had 11.
What, that he's finished with?
Yeah. So that's fucking decent.
But is he going to get him down to the ground? Or...
Why are you asking me?
Well, I'm asking your opinion.
I think Blaydes beats him on a stand-up, to be honest. I think Blaydes is a bit more technical. What I've seen of him...
I did see the last fight. I can't remember how... I know he won it, but...
Blaydes?
I don't... That's what I mean. He didn't obviously stand out that much because... I don't remember quite a lot of the fights and...
He fought that Daniel...
Yeah, I know the crazy name.
213.
Yeah. 213. Who was the headline for that?
Shevchenko Nunes is supposed to be, but Nunes pulled up.
When we was in Singapore?
Yeah.
So it was Whitaker, Yoel Romero.
Yeah, good fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight actually, yeah.
Decision he won by. Yeah, again, he's known for being a knockout artist. With 6 wins by KO out of his 7 wins.
Who's that, Blaydes?
Yeah, but his last fight was decision, so again.
Yeah, but I think if I remember rightly, he sort of gassed a little bit in that one. Because I think that, I don't want to say his name because I can't, but I think he done alright. I think Curtis Blaydes come out quick, and then the other guy got into him, and then they were both sort of gassing, because obviously heavyweights, it's only Velasquez, mate, who's got the gas tank. But it's just...
So what are you saying, he won the first two and then gave up the third kind of thing?
No, I just remember him now, thinking about it, because it was in Singapore. I remember, not the fight obviously, where we were. I just remember him gassing a bit. I think they both did, and that's how it became a decision fight, because I think he just come out early doors.
Well, he's 7-1.
And he couldn't finish him, so if he comes out like that again and struggles, maybe this Oleinik...
But if he gets weaker, like say he gasses a bit after like second round, I think if he gets some ground, I think it's game over, I think. Yeah, the way he's on the ground.
Okay, well, again, another interesting fight, and heavyweight, most heavyweights, it only takes that one punch and it's good night. So,
he didn't have a coach until his first loss against Ngannou. So he
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, so he taught himself all
self-taught.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Alright. Get up the card again, and we'll see. We'll see.
Next fight's at Cutelaba.
Oh yeah, Iron Cutelaba. Oh yeah, I forgot about that because he was decent. I remember watching him that last fight, and he come out and just rocked him. To be honest with you, had it stayed on, and USADA hadn't stepped in, and whatever the issue is with that fight, that Michael Oleksiejczuk, who is due to fight, I did a bit of research and watched him. Good work. Did a bit of research, and he got hit far too much in just jabs. So, like I say, had this fight gone on, Cutelaba for me would have had him out there in the first round.
After his last fight as well.
Yeah, the Hulk would have gone in there and literally Hulk smashed him. So yeah, I'm gutted about that because he was going to be one of my picks for a bet. So yeah, I'm going to have to rethink the old bet now with that. So moving on to the next fight. So that would have been the first fight of the fight prelim.
The first?
Yeah, the prelim after the fight pass. You got the prelim card.
That was the last one.
On the there was three. There was three. Oh, okay.
Next is
So now we're on to the actual prelims. Yeah.
Next one's St-Pierre Anderson.
Yeah, St-Pierre Anderson. Yeah, well, St-Pierre's coming off of two of them. Well, it says shoulder chokes, but I think I heard someone say Von
der Leeuw or something. Like
no,
that.
Von Flute choke or something.
Yeah, they're trying to name after him, though, aren't they? So.
Well, yeah, if he's the only one to do it, then. But you got Ovince Preux versus Corey Anderson, 6 versus 7. Ovince Preux's he is a veteran in a way. But this is his 14th UFC fight going against Anderson's 9th UFC fight.
Young,
I think age there's. I think it's
5 or 6.
Oh, he's that young, is he? I think St-Pierre is 30. But I think there's maybe a 3 or 4 year age gap. Why you pulled that stat out?
28.
Who?
Anderson.
Yeah. I think St-Pierre's 30, but why you're trying to mug me off when I've gone out some good little stats and you've gone, oh, I think there's quite an age gap. You fucking wanker. But anyway, going back to the fight, yeah, St-Pierre's coming off a 2-win streak with both chokes against Yushimi Okami, which was the Fight Night 117 held in Japan on the Gadella Andrade. Yeah, but they were the head. Yeah, they were co-main, but yeah, they were the main event. And the other choke was against Marcos Rogério de Lima, which was round 2 on Fight Night 108. Yeah, I don't know where to go with this one in terms of who might win, because Anderson's a good fighter. He's solid, he's durable, and OSP, you tend to see the best of him on the mat. But against John Jones, the three of the I think he's got 4 losses in his last 5 fights. Sorry, he's got 3 losses in his last 5, all of which are in the current top 5. So it's Manuel, who's 4, Volkan Ozdemir, who's 2, which was a split decision.
That's close.
So, he went a distance with him, considering he's now nicknamed No Time, and got people out quick like Manuel. And who was the other one he knocked out before Manuel? Misha Serkinov. And then the first of the 3 losses come at John Jones' expense, which was a decision. And I'll tell you what, I remember watching that fight, and Jones looked fucking awful. This is where people kick off, but he's not the best ever, never. I don't think I'd go with Cormier in saying that he's probably never fought a fight where he's not been on something.
Apart from that one, I'd say.
There's a rumour of that was him. The most natural you'll see of him with his ability was against Ovince and Preux. And I'll tell you what, I think it's only because it was John Jones that he got the win. But
if he fights out against Cormier doesn't. No doubt.
Looking at Corey Anderson, he's currently coming off a loss to Jimmy Manuel, KO'd in a Fight Night 107. 3 of his last 4 have been won by a decision, and one of them was won by a knockout. So obviously he tends to, by the look of it, point score and try and win the rounds. No, don't get me wrong, he probably does think that he's going to go in and knock him out and finish him, but he's not doing it, or he's not. Yeah, see, I think if he goes to ground with OSP the way that he is at the minute and the confidence he must have, I think there's only one winner there.
When he is confident, he is a tough fighter.
Who? Corey?
No,
OSP, yeah.
But when he had a few losses, he does get a bit rattled, I think.
I think this fight's probably going to go a distance. It's a 3-rounder, so I think it's going to go to 3 rounds. I don't think there's going to be an early finish. I'll be shocked. I think they've both got good gas tanks, and I think they'll both. It's just who turns up on the night.
Don't forget he came on short notice as well.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, he's come in short notice. Yeah, but looking at his last fight, what did he do? He literally, good work. He literally tapped him out early doors. So he's not going to be knackered, or he's not injured, or he's not bruised, or he's not took punches, or.
It's been a few weeks now, hasn't it?
Yeah, but fight camp. I get you need a fight camp, but most fighters stay ready. Who is it that used to say you got to stay ready? Someone says it. It's like Diaz or someone's like, I'm always ready, or you always stay fight fit or fight ready. But
not for ever.
Yeah, so I think I haven't put actually who I think's going to win, but I do think it'll go distance. I personally think it's going to be a case of who turns up on the night and actually.
I think Anderson decision after that full camp. I think it's going to help him out a bit. I think Ovince Preux might look right in the first round and maybe early second, but I think after that he's fading away. I think
you're wrong. Right, so the second fight on the fight. Well, not fight pass. On the actual prelim.
And Randy Brown.
Macho Man Randy Savage. That's nothing to do with this, but anyway.
This is looking for a fight. They're saying it's there for the belt. Cause
I heard that. Yeah.
Same episode, aren't they? So.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, right. Yeah. This is the looking for a fight belt. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mexico obviously has been impressed so far. Tapping out.
Yeah, you say that. I thought he looked shit against Northcutt.
He got the job done, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but I thought he looked shit. Northcutt was jabbing him and that, and he was getting hit. He was getting hit far too easy. I think half decent fighter in that division, which is he fighting in welterweight or did he move?
Yeah, welterweight.
Right, yeah, because you got to remember.
Northcutt came up.
Yeah, exactly. So he's come out of his comfort zone to have a row. No, for me, I think if he doesn't lose this one, I think within the next couple, as he's moving up, he'll hit a limit. He'll hit a ceiling.
Remember, he was only 4-0. So he dropped UFC after 1-0. So he had a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but he hasn't fought a fighter really. CM Punk ain't a fighter. The Joker.
Yeah. He's getting another fight, I reckon. So.
Yeah, someone else. I can't think. I read someone's called him out, and it's like what?
Called him out, didn't he? He was saying he's had all these top boys in the last 11, 12 fights.
You were Belfort. I read or heard someone else, but
Belfort.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. So anyway, go on.
But yeah, all his 4 fights are all by finish through a naked choke. So
Yeah, well, I know he's decent jiu-jitsu, but
1 horse pony, innit?
1 horse pony.
Yeah. Oh shit. I don't know what's this.
He's a 1 horse pony.
Oh, 1 trick pony. Oh shit. No. Oh fucking hell. Another one of the classics. Add that to the book.
Oh fucking hell.
Late night. All the way from London, so.
No, I'm not blaming on that one.
I am. So he's had 3 first round finishes as well.
Who, that 1 horse pony? The 1 horse pony? Oh, that's amazing.
3 first round finishes, which is decent, I think. Then moving to Randy Brown. He's 9-2. His over record. 2 first round finishes. And all that is it. It's still decent. It's alright. Nothing special. 5 wins by KO and 3 wins by sub. And his UFC record is 3-2. So it's pretty even.
Who's that? Randy Brown?
Yeah.
So he's had 5 fights in the UFC.
Yeah. 1-3, lost 2. What are you thinking?
I'm yawning, that's what I'm trying not to do. Not from your boring stats.
What a dick.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, well, we got any more insight on this fight?
Not really. I just think.
Where's it gonna go?
Well, originally I was thinking Randy Brown, but 3-2 in the UFC is a bit.
Yeah, but there's loads of fighters there.
Don't seem like lost 3-1. So I think I've got to go for Mickey Gall.
Go on, Mickey Gall. You go.
Being sub, rear naked choke again. 1 horse pony, innit? Oh.
Right, so how many fights left on the prelim?
2 more.
Which are
Harris and Godbeer, and that Vic to Duffy.
Harris Godbeer. So that was the fight that's been rescheduled because it was originally on 216, and yeah, I think it was Derek Lewis pulled out of a back injury, which left for Doom with no dance partner. They've then gone to Walt Harris.
And he still didn't dance.
No, tap danced, but yeah, he obviously they pulled out Walt Harris to give him an opponent, which left Mark Godbeer with no opponent, and they've obviously promised a reschedule. To be honest, Harris walked in and tapped his way out, but
it was different kind of like never expected that to these, but the level difference between Werdum and Harris is just they should never been in this mismatch.
I didn't realise. I thought he'd come up from a light heavy.
Who, Harris?
Yeah, and he's actually a solid heavy, and it was like, because that's what I thought. The reason he tapped so quick, I was like, he almost felt like uncomfortable and was like, "Fuck this, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here with the same paycheck, and I'm getting out of here quick sharp."
I've never really seen any of both of these fight really. So
who Godbeer fought on 204 when we was there at the Henderson Bisping one. I remember him fighting there.
don't remember.
Well,
I've heard of him and stuff, but don't remember any of his fights up to date.
I need to stop yawning. Fucking hell, how unprofessional. Yeah, well, it's only his 3rd fight in the UFC, Godbeer, anyway, to Harris's 7th. But they're both, like, Godbeer's 1-1 in UFC, and Harris is 3-3. So, someone's actually going to get more wins and losses out of this fight. I will say, Harris, of the 10 win, all 10 wins that he has had, because he's currently 10-6. Of all 10 wins he's had, they've all Yeah, I see. I looked at that, and you go to somewhere else, and they say 10-6. But
I'm going off to UFC.
all right, well, 10-5 then. If you're going 10-5, but what I'm saying is, 10 wins he's had he's got 100% knockout rate, and 9 of them out of the 10 have been first round finishes, which is a hell of a stat. Thank you.
So what you saying?
I'm saying, I think even though he's only had 4 more UFC fights, I think he's got a bit more experience. Even tapping out in the minute that he was in with Adum, it's a bit more experience against a better caliber of fighter. So I think he's got more experience. I think he's more powerful, so I think he's a heavier fighter. I think he's going to be the heavier puncher, and I see this going early doors. I mean, fucking early doors, yeah. My prediction is Harris to take him out in round 1, KO, without fail. But no, I'd be inclined to, if anyone asked me to tip a bet, I would almost be comfortable saying Harris first round knockout, quite comfortably.
Right, is that all you've got for that fight? Or?
It's more than what you had for it, so yes.
Next one is James Vick, Joe Duffy.
I fucking hate. No, I won't say it because.
You hate Vick, is it?
No. He's just he does alright. He's got every time I watch him, he wins.
He's lanky though, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's Texan. He just I don't know. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know watching him, but he's always on cards that you end up watching because you're like, it's a good card, and he just happens to be on it, and you think, you fucker. And like you say, when you start watching prelims, like we do, you end up watching all the fights because you can't. It's not worth. It's not worth. Like normally I'd go to sleep and wake up for the main card, unless it's a really good card and it's decent prelim and even a fight pass prelim when I had fight pass, which I've got rid of because they've fucked it about a bit, not letting you have the main event now. You almost get the fight prelim, you get the prelim, and then when it comes to the main card, even on fight nights, they've just took it off and you have to pay for the fight night or it says you're blacklisted. So I don't know what that issue is, unless it was actually a bug or something, but from what I was Googling and that, they were. I think they changed. I think they have changed the policy of the actual fight pass thing now.
I had that when I was trying to watch UFC London, Anson, Manuel. It said can't get it in this country or something like that.
Yeah. Even though you're in the country, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know.
Right, so Vic Duffy.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna top on a bit of sugar. Keep me alive. Keep me awake.
James Vick's 11-1, which that's decent, isn't it? Lightweight division. I think it's time he gets. If he wins this fight, I think whoever wins this fight will get a top 15 opponent after this.
To be fair, true.
Don't see Rogan doing this, do you?
Yeah, but I'm hungry.
Get on with it then. You're about to say something.
To be fair, I think James Vick should have had a top 15 by now anyway.
Yeah, he did.
Because he's had loads of wins.
So fucking cold in it.
Totally professional, drinking and eating.
Anyway, James Vick had 6 first round finishes. Full same stat here. You see what I'm looking at? 5 wins by sub. So I think it's decent. You see he's a bit of a he's a bit of a all-rounder.
Was it him that had that thing with the Brazilian cowboy? Comes in with the cowboy hat.
I don't think so.
I'll have to look at that fight up.
Another one. You fucked up.
I ain't fucked up.
He's on a 2-fight win streak as well, which I thought was more than that, but.
Oh really? Yeah, I would have thought more than that.
That roosh, didn't he, in the first round?
Oh.
Don't tell me what card. Don't know. But yeah, he got knocked out by the first round. That's a top 15 opponent, isn't it? So he got dealt with there.
Well, his opponent Joe Duffy, he's just re-signed, isn't he?
Yeah.
So this is
fighting a contract tonight.
It is.
Oh, tomorrow night. Okay.
Well, it is tonight in America because it's 1 o'clock here.
So it's tonight here, isn't it? 'Cause
yeah, but it's Saturday. It's Saturday morning now, so it'd be tonight in America.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Joe Duffy.
Yeah, first
16.
fight back on the contract. Yeah.
Yeah, 16-2, decent record. He's 7-0 boxing record. 7-0 boxing record. He was in the UFC and I think he just wanted a bit of change. Moved to boxing in like 2014. Or a bit earlier.
Oh, was that where he disappeared to?
Yeah, earlier. And then
Okay.
got 7-0 boxing. I'm sure it's professional, must be. I think.
Yeah, I imagine
And
so.
then, yeah, it came back to UFC, and he's won his last 6 of his 7 fights. So
MMA fights.
yeah, back after joining, I think, back to MMA. And he does 13 first round finishes. 1 being Conor McGregor, tapped him out in 38 seconds.
Another fucking joke.
That's decent, isn't it? I watched that fight.
Yeah, but
He was getting like lit up. He was getting caught on that.
yeah, but how early was it for McGregor? In like his fight career?
You want to stop eating?
No.
Right.
I need some sugar.
Again, you put me on the spot. About a random question. Probably about his 5th fight, I'd say. Don't check.
You know what we learn from? Do your research.
Yeah, I have. Just not enough. But,
You want to see the bit of paper on his knee? It's tiny. So I can post it. It's like a post-it note. He's got like a post-it note stuck to his knee.
38 seconds. Conor McGregor's lighting him up. Then he went took him down.
There's a bigger Spider-Man picture on his bit of paper that comes with a notepad than his note.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, amazing.
You want to carry on?
Yeah, cool.
So what I noticed from this fight is the height difference. They're both lightweight bout, and Joe Duffy's 5'10", and James Vick's 6'3". It's quite a difference there.
All the same size when you're laying down.
You're not the height. No, you're same size.
It's the same.
No, it's not a very good one.
Just saying.
Yeah. So on this fight, I watched Joe Duffy's last fight against the Mad Dog, and I was impressed. So
Mad Dogs, I know you're on about. I can't think of his name either. We're great at this.
you drinking? Fucking hell.
That's good. After all that food.
Yeah. So if I'm going for a prediction, I'm probably going. I'm going for Joe Duffy decision after his boxing, especially like 7-0. Obviously learned to trade a bit.
And then, is that the last fight on the prelim?
Yes. Yeah, we've done the other lot. Yeah.
So the Fight Pass prelim, for anyone that's got UFC Fight Pass, there's one fight that's off it. Cutelaba versus Michael Oleksiejczuk. That's off. The first fight is Zahabi
beat Ramos.
with Ramos, and we've said
I think Ramos was.
Ramos, right? Okay, and then the other fight that they've got on there is Curtis Blaydes versus Oleinik. Oleinik, and you're going for a Blaydes win. However, if it goes to Matt, you're saying Oleinik.
Yeah, Oleinik gets it. Goes Matt.
Right, and then the 4 prelim fights.
Yeah.
Are St-Pierre Anderson, which
I'm going Anderson.
He's going Anderson. I think that's a hard one call. All I could say is I think it will go a distance.
Say something. We're live here. Just put something out.
Well, just going on the win streak and Matty coming off a loss, then I'd be more inclined to lean towards OSP. The next fight we've discussed was Gall versus Randy Brown. You're saying Gall by choke. Yeah, I don't really know on that one. I think I'm just going to watch that with an open mind and just see what happens. And then the third fight of the 4 fights on the prelim.
Dodged a fight prediction.
Yeah, well, you know.
Harris, Godbeer.
Yeah, I think Harris 100% gets him out round 1. Having 10 wins all by fucking knockout, that's incredible. That shows he must have a fucking punch on him. Or he's fighting absolute stickman. I'm going to sneeze. And I'm back. And then the last fight, the last prelim fight is Joe Duffy versus James Vick, and you're leaning more towards Duffy decision. Right, okay, right. Let's delve into the main card, which are consisting of 5 fights, 3 belt fights, two 3-round fights. First one being the big rig, Johnny Hendricks versus, you might see it as Paulo Costa, but I think his name is Paulo Costa and his nickname is Borrachina, because obviously being Brazilian they always nick a name out of about 6 of the names they've got. But you might see him up there as, no, but I'm on about, you always have like Ronaldo is known as Luis Nazario de Lima, and somehow they've got Ronaldo out of that. You got the big rig from the US versus the Eraser from Brazil. It's a middleweight fight. Hendricks is 18-7. Borrachina is 10-0. And
I've seen him.
I think in what you said before, I think he's definitely gonna be, maybe if not top 5.
Oh yeah, I think
I could even, having watched the couple of fights I've seen him, I'd even be inclined to say he could probably take the belt. I don't know what his ground games. Yeah, of course. But who needs ground game? Look what McGregor's done. He ain't got much of a ground game, and look what he's done. If they can't get you down, then those hands start hitting you. He's good. Honestly, if you've never watched UFC before, and this might be the first fight card that you're going to watch because of, there's been quite a lot of hype about it, definitely watch this first fight on the main card. This Paulo Borrachina is an absolute tank. He's an absolute tank. For a middleweight, he's an absolute tank.
When I first saw him, I thought he was a
light heavyweight, yeah, because he does look big.
He's that big, and we thought he was heavyweight or light heavyweight. Hendricks is actually a welterweight coming up.
To a middleweight.
Yeah, obviously he's
Hendricks.
Welterweight, so.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, he looked awful. Like a lot of it. I remember watching, again, if any of you like watching UFC and that, watch the MMA out of Ariel Helwani. He's a journalist from Canada that goes round. He's always at the cards, always doing the pressers. Yeah, but yeah. If anyone watches it, I know. But people that don't know, watch the MMA hour. It's a long old show. It's like 4 or 5 hours long. I think on a Monday. But he was saying that Johnny Hendricks should be sort of retiring because he's just not.
Didn't you go bankrupt?
Yeah, apparently he's got a steakhouse and basically he's got all the steaks. When they went bankrupt, he's had to keep all the steaks in the freezer. That's why he can't cut the weight because he's putting it on. Is it?
Yeah. No, luckily, Who's a Borrachina just banged you?
How's that bleeding?
God knows. I'll tell you. I should have it, shouldn't I?
I'm getting done up talking about UFC.
Taking shots.
I think I've lost that first round, 10-9. But anyway, going back to the fight, Hendricks is a true veteran, having this
welterweight champion.
Yeah, but this is his 21st UFC fight.
I don't know if that's true.
It is true. Oh, what, your stat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
I have to check it.
You have to check. You're posting now on the other knee. But in the UFC, he's 13-7, and his most notable win, I tell you, he
is a champ.
He's beat Lawler, and he's beat Carlos Condit, and he's beat a couple of other sort of decent fighters. But obviously, that must have been back when before he bought the steakhouse.
He's lost 4 of his last 5.
I thought you were going to say he lost 4 steaks. Yeah, he's struggled with late, like Ronaldo said, with weight cuts and a few other things. But going on to, there's an 8-year difference in age as well, because you like your age gaps. So I think it's 34.
Borrachina is fucking dead.
26.
He's deadly.
He's 26, and Hendricks is 34. But yeah, Borrachina's won.
To watch out for.
The 10 fights he's won, he's 10-0. 9 have been by KO, and 9 of them KOs have been first round.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but obviously this is his. Third UFC fight. He's 2-0 in UFC. 2-0 in UFC. Yeah, and this is his third one. Yeah, so he's had 2 first round finishes.
His last fight, they just did that, didn't they?
He come out and he was like a machine gun. Yeah, he was decent.
What What's your prediction?
Well, put it this way: he's of all the 10 fights, he's only been in the octagon for 23 minutes and 28 seconds.
It's unbelievable. Isn't it?
So that's not even a 5-rounder. If that was a title fight, he's not even had a full title fight in 10 fights.
Is it going over 25 minutes? Is this fight going over 2 minutes?
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Where did 2 minutes come from?
Oh, 23 minutes, 25 round for 5 rounds.
It's not a 5-round fight?
Yeah, but you're saying it's not even a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
And I'm saying he needs if he lasts more than 2 minutes, it's like a 5-round fight he's had in his career.
Well, yeah, it'll be a minute and 32 seconds.
Is it going past 2 minutes?
No.
Alright, fucking hell, you made it hard work, didn't you? You made me look a bit like a mug.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I think, with all the troubles that Hendricks had, I just don't think he should have took this fight, not with this up-and-comer. I think that's the wrong move. Whether it's money, maybe it's because he wants to fight in MSG, because a lot of fighters tend to just say because of Ali and all them sort of fighting there.
Knocked out in the first round, it's a bit.
Still can say he's fought there. To be honest, it doesn't matter where he fought. The way he is at the minute, he just looks terrible. You're saying the other day, he's at Jackson Wink now. He's gonna.
They get the former old.
They get the best out of the old fighters.
Yeah.
And I went, who's gonna win? Oh, Barashina's gonna knock him out.
Yeah, he's gonna knock the fuck out of him. But I'm just saying, I think he might.
No, not with this. Not with this kid. Not with this kid.
Performance, but how can it be a better performance? He get knocked out in the first round.
I think he's gonna get hurt and hit very hard. My prediction is Borrachina too powerful, and just like the Harris fight, again, this is another first rounder for me.
First rounder for this
I think he's going. I think the first few combos he lands, that's 9-9.
A question: you said he shouldn't have fought Borrachina. Who does he fight then? Do you go for top 15?
No.
So what do you do then? Retire?
You either retire or you take a fight you know you can win.
Yeah, but no, there's no easy fights.
Yeah, there's no easy fights, but at the same time, there's easier fights than Borrachina. Fucking hell, there is.
Yeah.
There's easier fights. You honestly think, right, when he's in that fucking dressing room and he sees the tank go walking past him, that he's like, I think I can.
Well, he hears his footsteps.
Yeah, from his house, right? But it's like, you honestly think when they stand there, the weigh-in, and the stare down, when they're doing all that, you honestly think he's looking at him going, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Yeah, you honestly think that? Yeah, he's ripped. Yeah, he's fucking ripped.
Hendricks got steaks, huh?
Borrachina's looking at Hendricks in the eye and he's going, I'm going to smash you like the bank did when they smashed your steakhouse and took all your money.
I'm sorry for that. That was before then. That is fucking awful. I can't believe you said that on live.
I don't care. He's going to come in. He's going to take his soul and his steaks.
Double S.
He's going to SAS. Soul and steaks. Borrachina. Honestly, anyone that wants to get into UFC or watch this kid fight, he's fucking an absolute animal. Absolute animal. Right, what's the second fight on the main card?
Thompson.
Wonderboy versus Jorge Masvidal. That's a cracking fight. This would be a main event in any other card.
Yeah, on fight night. Obviously, it ain't got a belt, so it can't be for another.
Yeah, no, but I mean, but
fight night, 100%. 100%, that's the main event.
Yeah, a wicked fight, because Masvidal, he is literally a street fighter, and the thing is, he don't give a shit, and I think he's got a decent tank. Obviously, he might not look that good against Maya, but that's only because Maya, only because he loves to do the old backpack, and once he's on you, he don't let go, Damian Maya.
I thought he'd done well in that fight though.
Yeah, but
close fight.
Yeah, but how much of that fight was spent?
Fucking hell.
That fly. How much of that fight did Masvidal spend trying to shake him off? And he couldn't do anything. He was forever grabbing legs and arms and that to try and just keep him off him so he didn't get choked. If he'd have had a chance to let rip, I think he he could have easily won it and maybe done something to him because.
Well, he's had 7 first round finishes, hasn't he?
But it's just he didn't get a chance. Where Wonder Boy, having watched the 2 Woodley fights, he's game as well, and he'll go. Obviously, he'll do his karate, but
technique.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, and he's wicked at keeping you at range as well. But the Masvidal, that could be an absolute barn burner, as they say.
Because Thompson he doesn't back away, does he?
No. Like with the Woodley fights, he was trying, but
I thought the first fight, I thought Woodley won. Don't know how his draw. I thought he won that.
Yeah, he drops him, didn't he?
Where Woodley won, I thought Thompson won. I was like,
yeah, it was. Yeah, they're both good fights, but yeah, this is going to be an absolute belter.
I think if it weren't for Woodley, I think Thompson would have been champ by now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
A lot of the guys in that position.
Yeah. So go on back to this. What have you got for us?
He's lost 3 or 4 of his 4 fights.
Has he?
Yeah.
Alright.
But he's a bit like Diaz, isn't he? I think he's had 12 losses, which is quite a lot for a person like him. But maybe he just goes in a short nose just for money, easy money, as he said.
Yeah, he just loves the brawl. I've heard him do interviews.
Ask Bisping yesterday.
Yeah. I've heard him do interviews where he was fighting as a kid, like 14. But people were going, "Oh, do you want to fight?" And he was fighting for money then, like making a few dollars here and there to have a scrap. And I think he was saying that might have even been by 16. He was fighting adults, like full-grown men, on the streets. So yeah, he just loves a row.
Talking about Wonder Boy when he was younger, he was like probably early teenage, and he fought like a man, 20-something year old, and
What's this, in karate or?
No, just like.
Just at what, on the street?
Yeah, no, MMA fight, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, kickboxing fight. It was kickboxing. Look at me, fucking up.
Yeah, I expect nothing less.
Yeah, kickboxing, and then this guy was fighting had like a few like state belts and stuff, and then what are you doing? Yes, through state belts. He was looking like this guy. He's undefeated, and that Wonder Boy went in there as a young kid. I fucked him up. And then after that, the commentator I got said, "This boy is just a Wonder Boy," and that's where he got his name from.
Oh, okay.
So that's how he's got his name.
Okay.
And his amateur kickboxing record was 37-0. Then he went to professional, it was 57-0.
Yeah, it's decent. What's that kickboxing?
Decent.
What's that kickboxing?
Yeah, as I just said, kickboxing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I weren't really listening.
And he's won his last 9 fights as well.
So how do you see this fight going?
Oh, I think Masvidal has a lot of decision losses. Seems to go decision a lot. He's been KO'd. Is
that because
once and sub twice?
Yeah, but are those decision losses because does he gas? Does he come out early, throw a lot of punches and kicks and whatnot, trying to obviously go for the knockout maybe, and then starts to slow down, and that's when he gets picked off and loses rounds, and then maybe loses decision on that?
Well, I haven't seen much of him. Like obviously Cerrone.
He bashed him up.
But yeah, I'm going.
I had Cerrone to win that night.
I'm going Thompson decision.
Okay.
Because he's just
consistent. He is consistent. He is consistently good.
He'll keep him at bay. He's a taller fighter, so that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
So the next fight
is.
What's your prediction actually? Not gonna let you get another one.
Oh yeah, I would lean towards just on consistency that. Even against the big boys, he always turns up and he always puts on a show. He's fought at the MSG, so there's no... Not that I think a lot of the fighters will have nerves, but... yeah, he's had that experience, I want to say 205?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time in New York when it first...
Yeah, so he's obviously done that, sort of all that, so he hasn't got to worry about the build-up and the excitement.
Well.
Huh?
209 as well. He fought a second rematch with Woodley, right?
What, MSG?
No.
I'm talking about MSG.
Yeah, that's 205.
Yeah, I'm talking about he hasn't... Anyone that fights MSG seems to have this aura around it of, it's a special place to fight, and I think some get sidetracked by that. But he has done all that. He can go in solely bang. I've got to fight, and he hasn't got to do all that, huh?
From New York as well.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I see a Thompson win. I think it'll be a great fight. I think it'll definitely go a distance. But yeah, I think it'll be maybe a cagey first round, and then I think the second round and third round is where he'll start picking him off, and then just outpointing him.
Next.
Right, so this is the first of the belt fights.
Yeah, first one, Joanna, Rose.
Is that where we go with Joanna and Rose?
Yeah.
Not Joanna, Jedrzejczyk.
Come on, man.
I think that was a good attempt.
Rose.
Versus Rose Namajunas.
Yeah, that's alright. I'll give it that.
Yeah, this is an interesting fight actually, because obviously the champ from Poland, you notice how I dodged that name there by saying that, 14-0, and Rose is 7-3. It's only the 9th fight for Joanna. I say only, there's still quite a lot of fights, and it's Rose's 7th in the UFC.
Undefeated.
Yeah, Joanna being undefeated. Yeah, she's very much all about winning certain rounds, you know, picking off the fighter and winning the rounds. Unknown on her jiu-jitsu. No one's ever got to have a
bit on very good stand-up.
Yeah.
As well, isn't it?
No one's ever got her down and long enough to test it. So, is there a possible hole in that?
She's got gangly legs, so it's quite like fighters to try and grab her.
Yeah, she's got wicked takedown defense. That's the hard thing. Yeah, good stamina as we know, because majority of her fights are obviously where she's had the title so long now.
Yeah,
She's just 5. So anyone that comes in that's a contender is having done 3-3-3 or whatever, then moving straight up to 5 extra 2 rounds. So they're having to train harder to get that. Where she knows she again, she's another one I think that fought at MSG previous. So she hasn't got to worry about all the hype and this, that, and the other. Yeah, so again, she's no different to Thompson in she knows the drill. She can go in and just
relax.
Yeah, exactly. Namajunas, on the stats I looked up, she does submit quite a lot of people. So this what makes this a great fight, in that can Rose be one of the first to pin her down long enough to try it?
Well, she looked good against Michelle Waterson, I thought.
Yeah. I did. I thought Waterson was going to win that.
Kick as well. Her stand-up's improved a lot as well.
So yeah, and I love her. No emotions on everything she does. Just
that's alright. Yeah, I think
a bit like people's expressions for this podcast. Yeah, that Waterson. She lost to Carolina Rose.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
She beat Tisha Torres. She beat Paige Van Zandt, and she beat Angela Hill. So some good fighters there. She beat.
She actually fought for the belt before.
Did you know she lost her first UFC fight against?
Sparta.
Well done.
Well, it was a belt fight as well. Holman fighter final. Won it. Got the belt. Carla got it.
Fucking hell! At last, he's bringing a bit to the table. Obviously, Joanne beat Pena, Valerie Letourneau, Cadella, Carolina, and Drage. They're her last 5 wins. One of them being a TKO, which was Jessica Penny. Joanna's beaten the very best within that within the ranking system, so it's hard to see past her. I think
she'll win by another decision.
Yeah. I think she's very much a decision fighter. She keeps going on about how she's going to do this, that, and the other, but we've seen her fight enough times now to know that she'll win. The only way she'll go for a knockout or a finish is if she comfortably secures the first 3 rounds.
Every time I see her fight, she seems like she's got the reach and everyone. Her arms are.
She's almost well gangly, yeah. I think for Rose to win, she needs to get Jedrzejczyk down on the mats and really test to see if she is any good on the mats. And I think that's her only real chance to have a shot at taking the title off her. She has to break that takedown defense.
Still young though, she's still got a lot to learn. Still.
Yeah. But Because I know Joanne's 30, and I think Rose Namajunas is 25 or 26. So yeah, I think if I was pushed for a prediction, which I am no doubt going to be, I would say, yeah, the way Joanne fights is she always evolving. I think it's a decision all day.
Yeah. I think her only UFC finish is Carlos Sparza for the belt, I believe.
Who?
Joanna.
No, I just told you she beat that Penna for a TKO.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Where do I get this guy from? So yeah, I think Rose is going to be tough, but I think Joanne just does too much for her, and I think she'll outpoint her and inevitably get the decision. So yeah, but a good first belt fight to leading into the next two fights, which
well,
are
Joanna always brings a fight, don't she? Never.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, of course. So this leaves the last two fights, the co-main event, which is the little drum roll for Ronaldo's favourite fighter.
Cody Garbrandt.
I thought we might have thrown in no love Garbrandt, but anyway.
No, you know what I'm like tonight.
Yeah, a mess. Yeah, obviously fighting TJ Dillashaw. This
is a fight of the night.
What you reckon? This is a people's fight.
Yeah, 100%.
This was supposed to be fought a while back before he got his back injury, because this was to be the end of the Ultimate Fighter 24, I think it was. And then Garbrandt obviously had the injury, had to recover, and now they're obviously gonna get it on. But
what a fight!
The back and forth between them, the rivalry, ex-teammates.
The video today released.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Games, yesterday or Monday, Chris Holdworth came out and said that he did the cheap shot and ended his career kind of thing. Then,
that was a trainer.
And then now today, or well yesterday now, he released a video. Is it getting in his head?
100%.
I believe so. Yeah. All old mates of his and former friends.
Yeah, you can see he did enjoy.
Yeah,
there was time every time they brought up the issue with why he left Team Alpha Male. You could see he was biting, because I've not seen many sort of I don't know what word to use, but where it's where Garbrandt's saying one thing and Dillashaw's saying another, and it couldn't be more different, and they're both convinced what they're saying is the truth.
Yeah.
Like Dillashaw, no, you've never knocked me out. I didn't leave the team that way. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And and yet Garbrandt is coming out with almost the complete opposite of what he said, and he's going, that's bullshit. And it's like, fucking hell. Well, yeah, releasing that video, yeah, obviously.
Knockdown, but if you look at it, he's gone limp. And if that was a real fight, Cody's on.
Yeah, but let's be honest with that video. I'm not saying anyone's lying or anything, because I don't want to get my head kicked in, but you can't see clear who it is fighting.
Yeah, you can. I think you can.
You cannot. You cannot. If someone turned around to you now, before they put Garbrandt Dillashaw or whatever they put on that video, if someone went, "Oi, Ronaldo, look at this video," and you're not gonna go, "Oh yeah, that's Garbrandt Dillashaw." That could be fucking.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna release
that could be
Faber and Preux, is it? It's obviously gonna be them two training footage.
Yes, I know that. I know what you're saying, but. Right, anyway, go on.
Yeah, so I'm saying 11.
You better talk this fight up decent and give us all some decent stats, because this is your fighter. You should know everything.
I'm saying he's 11-0, undefeated, champion. He's had 100% takedown defense. Dillashaw wears his best. He's a wrestler. He's based as a wrestler.
Yeah, but Garbrandt can wrestle.
I'm not saying he can't.
State champion.
They're hungry.
Ohio, but go on.
But yeah, so can he get him down? But I thought Preux took him down last fight, but it's still 100%. Even Dan Hardy said it on inside the octagon, but I don't really get that, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, well, depends on what they.
He did a 32-1 amateur boxing record. You alright?
No, it's your stats.
Decent.
No, go on.
32-1 amateur boxing record.
Yeah.
Decent. He's had 9 of his 11 wins by KO. 7 being in the first round.
Okay. Yeah, that Mitsugaki one's cracking. But go on.
What are you thinking? That's some good stats there.
Yeah, but you're not piecing them together like a story. You're just reading out facts. But anyway, go on. You'll get like me as they go on, weeks go on. You'll get better.
Dillashaw 14-3. Record decent. Third most takedowns in bantamweight history.
Okay. So alright. So
100% takedown defense
versus yeah.
How does that play out? And then hasn't finished anyone since 2015.
Which was
Burrell.
What's that? Renan Burrell.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're saying I've read something saying he hasn't had a finish since USADA's come in. But it came in. They said it came in on 1st of July, but he fought on the 22nd or 25th.
Yeah, so there's a chance that maybe they hadn't actually got their procedure installed quick enough for him.
Yeah, maybe.
So he might have got away with that one, but yeah.
Yeah, and what a fight! I think
an amazing co-main event, amazing. After watching him, see, I was in Vietnam.
There we go, story time. Fucking hell, get on with it.
I was in Vietnam with my mate, and we watched it in the morning, the Sunday morning.
Your mate being a United fan?
Yeah, it might as well be. And I remember a lot of people. We got a few mates that watch it, like not as much as we do, but they know who some of the fighters are, and yeah.
Oh, how didn't I talk this kid up like a year ago? I said every chat. Go on my Twitter. Don't ask me what Twitter name is. Don't know.
No, yeah, you did call it. You called it a fair few fights before.
Yeah, he knocked down Mitsugaki. Then I said he'd beat Preux. Everyone going against me.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say. A lot of people, even one of our older brother, even he was like, nah, Preux all day, nah. Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you what, that's probably one of the best fights I've seen.
Oh,
it was just ridiculous how he was supposed to get schooled, and it was a complete flip.
One most dominant title challenges. Like,
I bet, yeah, it must be in history. Yeah, it must be.
In my eyes, he won all 5 rounds. Not because he's my favourite fighter, but
No, he was even Ben was sat there, and he was like, Ronaldo's called it. He is absolutely schooling Preux. He went, Preux didn't know what fucking hit him, didn't know what to do, and then fair play to Preux. At the end, he come out, he stood up, and he done that post press conference thing, and he just said it how it was. Yeah, he just said how it was.
Yeah, I like listening to that, even though.
Wicked analyst.
He's at least he's come back. He ain't just gone, I want my belt shot.
No, yeah, well, he's obviously fighting to. Yeah, exactly. I think that's gonna be a good fight, because I fancy Riviera in that one.
I think Preux.
I think Riviera's a decent little fighter. I think he's a New York boy as well. Riviera, I'm sure of it. No, I'm pretty sure he is.
And the other thing is, Dillashaw lost to Preux, a long time ago.
Yeah, but they've had 2 fights.
Who, Dillashaw Preux?
Yeah, didn't have 2.
This is what I'm working with, guys. No,
I thought he won the belt of Preux and then lost it against him.
He didn't win the belt against Preux. Preux had to go out because of injury.
And he give the belt up. Right.
Burrell for it. When he I don't know if he just left Team Alpha or not. I think he was just here for Team Alpha.
Okay. Yeah.
And he had like 2 defences or something like that.
And then lost it to Preux when he come back. Because they gave him the title fight after he come back from injury.
Oh no, he had an interim belt. Then I think he defended that, and then I think he won the real belt of Burrell again. So Burrell interim beat that Soto.
And he says this is what he's got to work with.
Interim defence. Then he fought Burrell for the real belt, I think, and then he defended his first title defence against Preux and lost. But I thought Dillashaw won that.
Yeah, there was a lot of people saying that. Even Rogan and a few others have come out and said, that was tight fighting. It could have gone either way. It could have easily gone Dillashaw's way. But this is a hell of a fight. This is going to be an absolute cracker. I personally, I see Garbrandt. I think he should have got the finish against Preux. He had so many opportunities to do it. But I almost think as well, with what he done with Preux, was to prove a point that he could go 5 rounds, and he could easily. There's so many times he went to the ground and he just held himself back, and it was loads. But yeah, I think he held back just to prove his loads of points to Preux. Like, I can finish if I want. I'll outpoint you if I want. I'll win how I want, when I want. Well, this is a totally different game, this one. I think he's out to hurt Dillashaw because of all this hatred for each other. It's yeah, he ain't gonna stand back this time.
Especially after that knockout video, he's saying,
he's pulling out a Hendo on Bisping, mate.
Yeah, but he's hopefully. And yeah, after that video and that, I think if he say he went to decision, I think it'd be a bit like, well, not like training, but you can do it in a real fight. I think he wants that knockout.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you were to offer him a knockout, if you go right of all the knockouts you got, who's the name you want on there? It'll be his. Yeah. Definitely. He's definitely going to be wanting to knock him out.
First 2 rounds.
Okay.
I think the power's too much. I've seen. Actually, last night I watched Dillashaw against Dodson. Fucking hell, he fucked him up. Got knocked out. Then he did Dillashaw.
He got knocked out.
Ultimate Fighter finale.
What, Dodson knocked him out?
Yeah. Started going from out of backflips, sort of thing.
Yeah. See, the thing is with Garbrandt, he's fucking quick.
Powerful.
Yeah, he's got I watched fighters putting out their predictions for these fights, and a lot of them were saying for even though he's a bantamweight, they're going heavy hands because they've heard from obviously trainers and people that have trained, and they're all like, he's not a small guy because he's obviously I think he's like
he's up 5'9".
Yeah, so he's almost the same height as us, and they're saying yeah, he's got some heavy hands. So.
And I heard a story that when he's done pads with his uncle Stingray or whatever they call him. When he's on pads, when he takes the pads off, he has swollen hands.
Just from the punching, yeah, fucking hell. But he's quick as well. That's what. I
think in UFC, there's not much head movement, is there?
No, not like boxers, yeah. Which obviously McGregor Mayweather proved.
His background of being a boxer, he's got
a bit of it. Yeah.
And he went wrestling. He's got the wrestling. But I think you got to watch out for Dillashaw head kicks. And there's a thing I watched inside the octagon. He does this certain hand movement on his head, and that means every time he does that, it's a certain takedown. So I don't know if they know that or not. But
oh right.
Yeah, it's weird.
Another show worth watching. Just to interrupt you there. Obviously we said the MMA inside the octagon's worth watching. That's always got good insight of Dan Hardy and John Gooden. And even the embeddeds, they're always wicked to watch on the build up for fight week, seeing different aspects of what they do before and after and. Training and all that.
2-inch height advantage, but Dillashaw got 2-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to come into play.
No, I don't.
I think Garbrandt's just going to steam at him. Yeah, I just hope he doesn't do an Aldo McGregor steam at him and get dropped.
No, don't say that. But, no, don't say that. He knows he's clever. Fucking.
So both agreed on Garbrandt.
I'm going to put this out here right now. He's going to be one of the grades.
Okay.
I said that. I'm going to jinx it. I'll take that back. But I don't want to jinx
both
it.
saying a Garbrandt knockout regardless.
Right.
Agreed?
Yeah,
I thought we just done it. No, I thought you said Garbrandt was the main event.
Well, no, it should be. I was saying be professional. It's the main event. Bisping, GSP. What you got?
On my notepad, I've got main event, middleweight.
Good start.
Michael Bisping English, 31-7 versus Canada's George's St-Pierre, 25-2.
Right.
And that's it. I haven't got any other thing because I was busy sorting out what we had to do in London. So,
pull straight out of the bag then on the spot.
I can. That's not a problem. For a start, it shouldn't be him in there.
That's not a great start.
Because we were at 204, and I still.
Hendo not win that.
Yeah, exactly. We were there ringside almost, and it was the only thing that swung it Bisping's way was the home crowd. It had to be, and the ref or the judges almost felt that there was a hole in Bisping's below his eye. You could literally put your week's shopping in there. It was that big of a cut. And yet, I don't know how he walked away with a win. Fair play on knocking Rockhold out, Rockhold, I think, went into... exactly, and just got dropped. Fair play to him for that.
Last fight as well.
Oh, Bronson. No, not Bronson. It was Branch. David Branch.
He rocked him in that first.
Yeah, he did. Branch.
That was Bronson. That's over.
Well, you were saying about Rockhold Bronson.
Tweet war, didn't they?
Yeah, but going back to Bisping. Fuck's sake.
What I've got here.
Bisping GSP.
GSP is on a 12-fight win streak.
Yeah, but how long ago did he fight?
4 years.
Exactly. That's a hell of a fucking gap, and a lot of things can evolve within that 4 years.
Freddie Roach as well, isn't
Yeah, he's brought in a boxer, but he was always a welterweight going up to a middleweight.
I think
that is a big ask because he ain't the biggest bloke in the world.
No, I think he's quite short in height.
And like you said before, you know what Bisping does bring is a gas tank, and you know he'll go to 5 rounds, and he can take damage. Yeah, he can take damage, and he cuts and this and that, and yet he'll keep coming.
But Bisping kept saying, let's hope. Like he'll stand up with me now. He's got Freddie Roach. I think he's just saying that to like try and go kind of like. Yeah, but maybe.
Yeah, but there's nothing stopping GSP using the stand up as a cover to then make Bisping believe that he's standing up to then only go in and take his legs. So I think
Bisping. I think he's going to wrestle. I think Bisping.
I think he's got no choice in wrestling. I think GSP is going to get him on the ground.
Well, this is how I see it playing out. First.
He's only had 2 losses in 27 fights.
Yeah,
that is a fucking good record.
Yeah, you got to think though.
There's not many that have got that many wins to that many losses.
I'm going to go for the first couple rounds, stand up, and I think last 3. That's where St-Pierre will wrestle.
Yeah.
I think that's where we'll go for wrestling.
I think he's going to want to get him on there and test him.
But they both got good gas tanks as well.
I think a lot of things that GSP's saying, I think you got to take on the night, just because 4 years. How many times do we see fight cards where people are going, he's got ring rust, and then you get people going, no, there's no such thing.
Yeah, Preux.
And then it's like, oh no, it's just I haven't been in the ring for over a year. So you got Garbrandt who haven't been in the ring for over a year, and before that belt when he won it, he was consistent. He was consistently fighting all the times. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He was always fighting, and he looked good every time.
Not a top 15 contender, and then straight to
the belt.
Winning the belt.
But yeah, Bisping, GSP. I don't know. I really don't know because.
It's one of them like GSP. You don't know what he's going to be like because obviously it's 4 hours. No, 4 hours. 4 years out. You don't know. They say he's a stronger.
I think naturally he is. I think he's bigger. He'll probably naturally be stronger.
He's bulked up well, isn't he?
Who?
Yeah, he's bulked up.
Who, GSP? Yeah. No, I thought you were talking about Bisping. I think Bisping's naturally always going to be bigger.
Oh, he's a taller guy.
Yeah, because it's his weight. The thing is with Bisping is where McGregor picks and sort of does what he wants. Bisping's been a bit like that because he seems to be picking up all the old. He hasn't fought anyone. Yeah, he hasn't fought anyone that's actually genuinely in that division that he should be fighting against. He's just pulling out people and calling out and trying to get back losses and stuff like that, and just fucking fight your Whitakers, fight Romero's, because they all fucking want it.
They're the ones. That's where you show how good you are, like your legacy, defending the belt against. Don't get me wrong. This is a fun fight, like super fight. I'm interested, but.
Yeah, I'm interested, but like you see, I've done fuck all research on it because I don't think he can do too much because he hasn't fought in 4 years, GSP.
Bisping does and boxing though, doesn't he? He's decent at boxing.
And Bisping hasn't. He's no different to GSP in the fact that who's he fought that's recent? He hasn't.
Yeah.
Who's his last fight? Henderson when he won the belt. Not won the belt. He had Rockhold won the belt. Sorry.
He got an injury.
So his actual genuinely last good fight against the real contender was Rockhold when he took the belt off him.
Belt, yeah. But then before he fought Silver, and people say he should have lost.
He should have lost. I watched it. I don't know how he got that win either.
And he fucking Hendo.
But again, he was in London. He seems to know when to pick the right fights. If he could, he probably would have wanted this one in England somewhere, just to have that extra fucking judge in his fucking back pocket.
St-Pierre's last fight against Johny Hendricks. I watched that. I think Hendricks won that all day. You should have seen his face. It was a mess.
Oh right, okay.
Like, both cut open, his eyes and blood everywhere.
Have you got anything else for this fight? Because I haven't got nothing. I know it's bad because it's the main event, but there are other fights on that card that interest me more than this one.
Yeah, no, I haven't got anything else. You're the one who said you're doing research.
Yeah, I know, and I should have done, but it's just... How do you research? You can't. There's no recent research to research. How many times am I going to say research in a line? But it's just like you got someone that's 4 years. He's been doing more. He's done more movies than he has fights in the last 4 years. Yeah. Against someone that picks and chooses people to get out of the retirement home. So, as in terms of predictions and that, I'm hoping GSP wins, if I'm honest. I know you want Bisping to win because obviously he's saying his next fight. Yeah, it's nice to have a champion that brings fights to the UK. So, it'd be nice to see GSP win, but I'm not fussed either or. Whoever wins for me. I'll watch the fight because I think it'll be good because obviously what Bisping does bring is a bit of trash talking and stuff. So he's quite fun to watch on conferences and weigh-ins and stuff like that. So yeah, but my attention's on earlier fights. So yeah, that, like Ronaldo said, the Garbrandt Dillashaw is probably our main event in our eyes. Yeah. And like I say, there's others. You should have clicked on it. There's others that there's others that I think they're better fights. So yeah. Well, I think we've been talking and waffling on for quite some time. I imagine there's not too many people watching because it's 2 a.m. nearly. It was 1:50. But yeah, as the weeks progress,
obviously get better, more research.
Not that it'll be on earlier for a start. We only done this one purely on the basis that it was. Stop interrupting. Just speak when you're fucking told to. We only done this because it was such a good card and we wanted to get some stuff said about it and try and, not that it needs bloody advertising, but we just wanted to talk about this card because there were so many good fights on this card, and maybe there'll be a few of the fighters on the early fights that you get to see that you might want to find out when they're fighting next and then watch them again. And you never know how they'll get on and maybe become potential.
Another thing we didn't say about Joanna is her title defence. If she wins, she gets Tizer, don't she? Ronda Rousey, 6.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but you've come in. We've talked about 2 other fights.
I know, I just remembered.
And then you've rolled in with one thing we didn't. Yeah. We'll put that on one of your sticky post-it notes next time. So yeah, we'll be on a lot earlier. I say a lot earlier. It'll be probably 10. We're looking to maybe do this every Friday. We will talk about football, boxing, other stuff. We have not even talked about City. Have got United. Arsenal, and that is a Super Sunday. United, City, Arsenal, and then Chelsea United. Yeah, that's a couple of cracking games there. But we'll. If you're sleeping after watching UFC, but I think there's boxing fight as well. You said, didn't there?
Rematch.
Yeah, there you go. So there's a few things we could have spoke about, but it's been such a late night for us going out, coming back, having issues with setting this up, and it's been an absolute nightmare. I ain't gonna lie. So. Yeah, I think we're going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Before we go, we're going to put up our tips for the UFC fight card on who we think will win. Mine's going to be a threefold now. Because Cutelaba's been pulled off. It was on there, so you'll see Cutelaba on there, but I don't know what the actual odds will be for my bet now, because obviously I've had to put off I can't fucking speak. Ion Cutelaba. So I don't even know who to put in as a replacement.
Maybe.
Yeah, but you've got that on your one, so I don't want to jump in on that. I don't want to. You've got Garbrandt as a KO on yours as well, so I'm not going to touch that one. I've got Burachina, Joanna, Walt Harris, and Cutelaba, yeah. But I'll leave it as a free. I'll leave it as a treble. So yeah, if you do end up doing it, just take Cutelaba off. I still think you'll get over £100 for a tenner. Ronaldo's is 124 for a tenner. We'll leave them on at the end, so you can see, and obviously get to pause it if you want to have another look on the actual slips. What is the fight card next week? It's a fight night, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a fight night. It's Poirier Preux. That's deep.
Anthony or Sergio?
Well, Sergio Sligo for starters.
Poirier, Dustin Poirier, yeah, the diamond. Oh, right, well.
Anthony Preux,
yeah. Well, sorry, fucking hell, it's 2 a.m. Yeah, so we'll do that one next week. Hopefully it'll be a bit better. We'll have a bit better stats and research and make it sound a bit better, and yeah, just give us time, and hopefully we can progress and get better as we go, and we'll upgrade the post-it notes to sticking it in there.
Fuck off, you didn't know shit.
Fuck off, mine. You watch this back. You watch this back, and mine will look seamless to your crappy first round. And out of those 6 first rounds, 5 of them were first rounds.
You're forgetting something.
Go on.
1 horse pony.
Exactly. How can we? I think that could be the catchphrase of our thing. Yeah. So if you like listening to what we spoke about, which you probably didn't, because I yawned a lot, so I ain't gonna lie, I struggled listening to this fucking twat. I've ate, I've drunk, I fucking yawned, and that's just him, listening to him. He makes my throat go dry. Yeah, so if you liked it, obviously feel free to subscribe, put comments on who you think might win the fights, or your predictions, and even if you want to cunt yourself, you're more than welcome to. And then obviously, send some questions in for Twitter if you want to know anything for the next card. I don't know what number it is now. Fight night, something. 125, something like that.
I'll go 118.
No, I think it's definitely higher. Yeah, so send any questions into our Twitter at Bros and Sports. Obviously, if you like the video, subscribe, comment.
You said that.
Yeah, I'm just going through it all. Going through the.
Turn it off. Just turn it off.
Right, I'm gonna put the betting slip up and end it here. We're out.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah, well, we're still recording, so don't go. Don't open the door.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, legend. I've got to find I need to get the wireless mouse sorted. And we are off. But the sound's still going.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can they see us?
No, they can only see that, but the sound's going, so.
Look at you. Crumbling. I can't even fucking bear.